morning and welcome back to Fitness Friday. Over the weekend, Bay Athletic Club hosted their fitness-inspired gala, and I'm sitting right here with Trina Gray, who is the owner of Bay Athletic Club. Thanks for joining us, Trina.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's a great topic.
Okay, so tell us this weekend, who inspired us the most in 2016?
Oh, it was so amazing. We heard from 27 people in our community who transformed their lives in 2016, and we were celebrating them last weekend. They're people from all walks of life, all ages, all abilities. We heard stories of an 81-year-old woman who was a caretaker for 25 years for her husband who'd had a stroke, and finally is now taking care of herself and hopes to travel to Italy this summer.
Oh,
we heard
gosh.
from high school students, from people who've overcome eating disorders. We heard from people who've gotten off medication, lost weight, and completely transformed their lives. And it really is like reality TV right here in Alpena, Michigan.
That's what I was going to ask you about. I mean, it just seems like I'm a person on the couch watching this right now. How does anyone lose 140 pounds, which is what our winner did, correct?
Yes, our winner, great question, Sean Ferris, a young man, he's a local attorney in town, and had grown up an athlete, a high school athlete. The picture of health, if you saw him walk by at the gym right now, you would never think that this young man has a story. And that's what it teaches you, that everybody does have a story. Sean went through a dark period in his life when he was 24 years old. He was born with flat feet, and when he was 24, the condition really worsened, and when he finished a shift at work, his feet were cracked and bleeding, and he went through 4 surgeries.
Okay.
Over the course of 4 surgeries, fell into a depression, turned to food for comfort, obviously wasn't able to work out, gained...
He lost mobility from the surgery?
Yes.
Oh,
so
no.
after both feet were reconstructed.
Okay.
So he gained 140 pounds over the course of these years post-surgery, looked at a picture of himself and didn't recognize himself, and decided the young man he grew up as, the fit, ambitious young man that he had been, was lost. And his motivation was to find himself again. So on his own, through the help of, Bay Athletic Club and his own efforts and rehab, he got himself back to, he is the picture of health. I'm sure we'll include a picture of him in this story so people can see. Dropped 140 pounds, started by walking on a treadmill, cleaned up his eating. Now he just ran a 10K, he plays beach volleyball. And people in the community who heard his story over the weekend were shocked. And they said, when you see somebody who's fit and healthy like that, you assume they always have been. Mm-hmm. And we don't always understand the struggle that people go through to be fit.
Yeah, and another thing that I think of is, all right, it sounds great. He started eating clean, he started walking on the treadmill. It blows my mind that these people can just turn their lives around like that. So where does someone like Sean or some of the other finalists get that inspiration or that will to just one day just flip the switch?
Yeah, and you know what? That's exactly what we heard from people, is that one day they would just wake up and say, I am starting at the basement, the bottom. I'm building a new foundation for my life from the bottom up. And it's really more to get away from the life that doesn't feel good to them.
So you have to have that point of accepting this isn't me anymore.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
They got to a point of acceptance where this is no longer the life I want to live. This is no longer the future I want to have.
Right.
There are people who do believe they're worthy of more, they're deserving of more, they have bigger dreams for their life. And I do believe that fitness fuels your life and your health fuels your life. And so a lot of people had to come from a place of darkness to want to, when Sean said initially he could walk for 2 minutes on a treadmill, and he said, I had to will myself to go there and do it because I saw a different future for myself.
It's not easy when you're, hundreds of pounds to make yourself go to the gym once, let alone a few times a week.
Right.
So congratulations to Sean. Tell us about our runner-up.
Renee Stender is our runner-up, and she is a beautiful young woman who is pursuing a career in health. And actually wants to pursue an additional career in fitness. She was an overweight child growing up, and overweight in high school, got to around 250 pounds, just didn't feel like herself, wasn't the athlete that she wanted to be, but went to drastic measures in college to lose the weight. So Renee's story goes from one extreme to another, where she was an overweight child, then went to a dangerously unhealthy habits, excessive eating, limiting her caloric intake, and kind of swung the pendulum the other way.
Right.
Family was worried about her on both ends, and Renee has found herself at this happy medium of embracing food as fuel, embracing fitness as a way of life, and loving her body and loving the skin that she's in. And it was a powerful, emotional story.
Yeah.
I know that many people in the audience connected with the emotional journey of weight loss, weight gain, and accepting the body that you have.
Right. And I mean, these are all great tips on just how people frame it in their minds, how they're going to get it done, why they have to get it done. For someone like you, who I assume judged the competition or was one of the votees.
Oh, actually, the audience of 150 people got to make the vote.
Okay.
So it was our community who voted Sean Ferris as our winner and Renee Sender as our runner-up.
And how do you think they judge someone based on how inspirational they are? Because that's got to be tough.
Yeah, you know, I instructed the audience and said, who are you going to go home and talk about tomorrow? Who is going to stay with you when you go to bed tonight? Who are you going to go to bed thinking about their story? And they definitely voted for the people who they connected with the most emotionally. Sean, you could sense that he is just so proud of his transformation and proud of the person he is today.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Sean. That was so inspirational, even to someone like me. You're going to get my butt to the gym. All of our finalists who are at the gala this weekend were featured on our 60-second Inspirations, which is on Monday nights at 6 p.m. if you're interested. That's all we have for today on Fitness Friday. Thanks for watching.